Okay, welcome back. Last lecture, we made a set of stairs that out of using just this code, a loop, and using our spawned server part here, which I'm just waiting for this to run. And there they are. All right. So now in this lecture, we're going to talk about local parts. Before we do that, however, I'll just tidy this up. So we won't make stairs this time. We'll just make it a little pile, so that a column. And instead of 10, I'll just bring this down to, say, 12, which just, it'll make it smaller and easier to look at. All right. Now, when we do local parts, we need to use a local script. Now, local scripts can't run inside of server script service because they're on your computer, and server storage is on Roblox computer. So we need to pick a folder out of here that is on your computer. Now, for now, we'll just use starter GUI because every player gets starter GUI. These are shared, but we're going to use this because this is specific to each player. Now, there are other options here, but today we'll just use this. So starter GUI, we want to create a local script, all right? And we're going to change its name to spawn local parts. All right. Now, surprisingly enough, this is going to be almost identical. I mean, it virtually is identical. With the exception of this, where the replicated storage is. All right. So I'm not going to copy and paste this, however, I'll simply show you how to do it. All right. And I would advise you to type this as well. So first of all, we want replicated storage. So we'll call it replicated storage equals game. And we want to get that service. Get service replicated. Now there's a couple here, so make sure you get the right one. Replicated storage. Right, so now we've got replicated storage. We can get our local part. So local, and we'll call it local part equals replicated storage. We'll say wait for child. Okay, local part. And down here, we want to make a copy of our local part. So we'll say local part copy equals local part. And remember, we do this by using colon clone. Okay, that makes a copy of this part here and stores it in this variable. Then we will parent this. So parent equals workspace. There we go. Okay, so exactly the same as what we did just before, only it's in replicated storage and this is local, and I'm going to show you what happens, why this is special. Okay, so save and publish this. Now when we run this, normally we just hit play. However, in this case, let's click on test up the top and you'll see local server, and we're going to test with 2 players. So click on start. In case you've never done this before, this is going to open 3 versions of Roblox Studio. One of them represents the server, and then the other 2 will represent, or the other 2 windows will represent player 1 and player 2. So they all come up on the one screen, so they could be all over the top of each other, so it gets a bit confusing like you can see here, but we can move them around and I'll be able to show you what's going on. So the first one here, see this says server? And you can't see the part. You can see our other parts. Oh, I've got 2 players on top of it. So if I move around, Alright, server, our stack of bricks from our server script, both players are looking at it. However, nothing going on over here because the local scripts, the local parts, are only on the each player's computer. So let's click on this one. Actually, the other one, because this is player 2. Alright, so here is player 1. So you see up the top. And if I click in here, I can move him around. Get off me, player 2. There we go. Alright. So I'm player 1, and you can see I have a part here in front of me, plus those. And if we have a look at player 2, alright, I'll just make this a bit bigger. So this is player 2 up the top here, move around, also has a part. Now you might think, why go to this bother? So if we come back over to player 1, and we decide that, well, we want to get rid of this part. Alright? Have a look at this. Player 2 over here, alright, he has his part. He can jump on it and stand on it. Look. And over in player 1, his part no longer exists. He can run through this, and he interfered with the other, with player 2. However, player 2 can stand on this, run into it, etc. Very useful for creating doors or blocking players from going into a different area. So imagine if player 2 just joined and he's a noob, so he's got no experience and he can't go into this area over here, so he keeps running into this. However, player 1, being a legend, there is no door here, so he can just run in over here into the other area. And that is what local parts in particular are very useful at being useful. There are other uses that you can come up with, but that is yeah, that's probably the best one I can think of at the moment. So when you're finished with all these windows, you simply have to click on one cleanup up the top there, and you go back to your original window. And that is local parts. And you can do exactly the same code as what we did before with the stairs or anything else. The only thing is that it will only appear for the player on their computer. Alright? No one else will be able to see it. Just that player on the computer. So yeah, look, have fun with that. And I hope you enjoyed these lectures. I will be adding some more bonus lectures in the near future. So I really hope you've enjoyed the course. Alright, I'll talk to you soon.